Hi everyone, I'm Jeremy and this is Yoga with Jeremy. Today's practice is a simple, gentle stretch that will help you to wind down at the end of the day. We're going to need some props, so if you have 2 yoga blocks, you can use that. Otherwise, we will replace it with a simple stack of books, 2 stacks of books, and a large cushion or a pillow. So once you've gotten your props ready, let's go ahead and get started with the practice. And let's start today in a simple seated position. With the eyes closed, breathing in and out through the nose. Before we start to relax the entire body, we start with relaxing the mind. Just a minute or 2. Nothing to do here but to breathe. Observing the breath as it enters and leaves the body, making sure that we're not rushed, and just checking in with where in the body we are holding any tension. Maybe in the shoulders, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, and any spots on the face where we feel tension, maybe the space between the eyebrows, maybe the jaw is clenched. Last few breaths here. And when you're ready, let's gradually blink open the eyes. Good. We start by stretching a little bit into the neck, dropping the chin to the chest, and let's roll the head over to the right in big circles, loosening all of the tension in the neck. And as the head rolls back, take an inhalation, and when the head rolls forward, an exhalation. We work with the breath always to go deeper into the stretch. And then changing directions, rolling back and forth, left and right. Another 1 or 2 more rounds here. And then bringing it back to center. And we begin with a stretch in the neck. So take the left arm, hold on to the right side of the head by bringing the arm overhead. With the right hand down onto the mat, just gently pulling the head to one side. You feel that stretch running all the way down the right side of the neck, down into the shoulders. Notice here we don't have to go 100% into the stretch. Just a little bit to begin with. And as this is a stretch in the neck, we are also extra mindful, extra gentle. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching sides. Right hand is up and over, holding on to the left side of the head here. With the left hand on the mat, start to gently pull the neck to the other side. Feel that lengthening of the left side of the neck here. That stretch going all the way down to the muscles into the shoulders. Holding here to breathe. A few more breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gradually coming back to center. Good. And now let's take both arms up overhead, reaching the fingers up towards the ceiling with the palms facing each other. Let's lengthen into both sides of the body here as we continue to reach a little bit higher. And then taking a side stretch with the right hand down on the mat, left arm reaching up and across the body. Crawling the right hand slightly further away, the right forearm starts to lower down close to the mat. Notice the Left side of the hips remain grounded so that it's not lifted off the mat. And at the same time, we're feeling this lengthening of the left side body. As we continue to roll the left shoulder back, gazing underneath the arm up towards the ceiling. Work with the breath here. So imagine you're inhaling into the left side body. Find that lift on each inhalation. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to center on the inhale, both arms up overhead, reaching strongly through both sides, and notice the difference here between the left and the right side body. The right side body is still feeling a little bit tight. The left side body should be nice and open already. And then the left hand down onto the mat next to you, the right hand up and over. Reaching with the fingertips, try to reach for the opposite corner of the room. Crawling the left hand slightly further away, maybe the left forearm starts to lower down close to the mat. Notice the right side body here nice and long. Same thing here. We continue to breathe into the expansion of the right side body. Ensure that the left side of the body doesn't collapse too much. There shouldn't be too much of a pinching feeling there. Work with the breath and hold. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take both arms up overhead one more time. Reach strongly through both fingers. Good. As you find length, reach strongly through both sides. Reaching up, find equal length along the left and the right side body. And gradually let's release the hands down onto the mat. Good. Coming up to tabletop position on your hands and knees, on all fours. And from all fours here, on the inhale, let's take the left arm up towards the ceiling, gazing up towards the left thumb, reaching strongly up. Then on the exhale, thread the arm underneath the body, placing the left side of the shoulder on the mat, the left side of the face on the mat. Take the right arm behind the back, and start to go for that half bind with the right hand reaching for the inner left thigh. Beginning to crawl the right hand down the inside of the left thigh here, going a little bit deeper as we roll the right shoulder up towards the ceiling. And finding a bit of stillness here as we hold the pose for a minute or two. Checking in with the body, trying to twist a little bit deeper once in a while with the right shoulder rolled up towards the ceiling. And another breath or two. And then coming back to center. So let's place the right hand down onto the mat as you release the half bind, and pressing ourselves back up into that tabletop position. Then on the inhale, we switch sides, lift the right arm up towards the ceiling, gazing up towards the thumb. Then on the exhale, thread underneath the body, placing the right side of the shoulder on the mat, the right side of the face on the mat. Taking the left arm up and behind us, reaching for the inside of the right thigh. Crawling the hand down the inside of the right thigh, rolling the left shoulder up towards the ceiling. Try not to crunch in any side of the body here, so maintaining length in all sides of the body even as we twist. Checking in with yourself, with the body. Is the breath smooth and long? Are we relaxed? And then try to crawl that hand just a little bit further down the inside of the thigh. Last few breaths. And gradually release, coming back to center, planting the left hand down, we come up to that tabletop position once again. Good. And let's lower ourselves down onto the mat, lying on our bellies. Start to stretch into the shoulder, into the front of the chest. So extending the right hand all the way to the right side of the body, fully extending it, and with the left hand underneath the left shoulder. Press into the left hand so that we roll open the body facing the left side and the left foot touching down on the mat behind us. And you should really be feeling the stretch on the right shoulder as well as the right chest. Again, the option here to keep the left hand exactly where it is, or to take the left hand behind the back going for a half bind, whichever works better for you. Holding here to breathe. Once in a while, trying to go just a little bit deeper, moving just half a centimeter or two. And let's release to switch sides, coming back to center. This time the left hand extended all the way to the left and the right hand underneath the shoulder. Press into the hand and we roll the shoulder open. Good. The body is rolled open now so that we're facing the right, and then the right foot is touching down on the mat behind us. Check in with the breath here. Make sure that we're still breathing smoothly. Nothing is forced. Nothing is rushed. Remembering to stay present in the practice, focusing on questions such as, where do I feel this stretch? How can I take this stretch deeper? Or how can I take this stretch not so deep? Finding the awareness in the body. For 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to center. And let's come up now into tabletop position once again. Up on our hands and knees. And for this next stretch, it's a stretch into the shoulders. So grabbing your props now. If you have blocks, feel free to take the blocks. If not, a stack of magazines or a stack of books would do just fine as well. So we're placing the blocks at the front of the mat, at the lowest level, keeping the blocks in sort of an inverted V shape. We're going to rest the elbows right in the middle of the block here, and then sit the hips further back so that the shoulders are open, the armpits are shining down towards the mat, stretching into the shoulders. Place the palms together in prayer position and allow the chest to melt down towards the mat. Of course, the chest may not touch the mat, but the idea here is to really find this sense of surrender into the pose. Try not to let the hips sit too far back. So if the hips are a little bit close to the heels, walk the knees slightly further back to elevate the hips a little bit. In this pose we're going to hold for a while, focusing on the breath. And this is one of those poses where you might feel that the sense of discomfort or comfort tends to come and go with time. So maybe you feel comfortable now, but then in 10 or so seconds, a feeling of discomfort starts to creep in, and we just check in with the body to ask ourselves if this is a sharp pain that we should take note of and release from the pose, or this may just be the regular stretch that we're supposed to feel. Last few breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gradually releasing. Let's place the blocks off to one side. And then, with the hands down onto the mat, step the left foot outside of the left hand, coming into a lizard pose. To go deeper into this lizard pose, crawl the right leg further back so that we open up the stance a little bit. And from here, shaking the hips left and right, up and down, front and back. And if this feels comfortable for you, maybe taking the option to come down onto the forearms. Try to keep the knee close to the body so that the knee is not really opened out to the side. Here in this lizard pose, just feeling the stretch in the left hips here. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back up onto the hands, and let's switch sides. So the left leg steps back, and now the right foot outside of the right hand, coming into that lizard pose. Once again, separate the stance a little bit longer to go a little bit deeper into this pose. Still in the hands, we can shake the hips left and right. Getting comfortable in this pose first, and when we're ready, lowering down onto the mat with the forearms down in lizard pose. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now gradually releasing, we come back up onto the hands and step the right foot back, and let's sit back into child's pose. From child's pose, staying active on the fingertips, so we're not relaxing too much yet. Let's crawl the hands over to the right, finding a little bit of stretch in the left side body once again, length in the left side body. And continuing to crawl a little further until we feel that stretch. And then switching sides by crawling over to the left. As we feel that stretch in the right side body. And back to center. And from here, sitting up into a seated position, releasing the legs from underneath us. Take the option now to grab onto your blocks. And if you don't have blocks here, a cushion might come in handy, a thick cushion or pillow, or even a rolled up towel. So the last pose we're going to do for today is a supported fish pose. So grabbing your preferred prop, placing it behind you, so that when we lay over the block, the prop is in the middle of the back. So here I'm placing my block at my preferred level, which is sort of the medium height. As I lie over the block, the back of the head comes down onto the mat behind. Make sure the hips don't lift up. The body is sort of draped over the prop. And if you're doing this with a thick pillow, it might even feel better. And here, if the head has difficulty coming down, feel free to use another block underneath the head. And here in this pose, we're just going to hold, allowing the spine to open up. Taking the arms up overhead as an option to go deeper into this. Really find that full extension in the back. Breathe and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Gradually release. by taking the prop out from underneath you, lying down onto your mat first. Let's hug the knees into the chest, hugging strongly the knees into the chest, maybe lifting the shoulder blades off the mat so that the nose comes close to the knees for a moment or two. And then let's rock back and forth, maybe gaining a little bit of momentum until we rock ourselves up into a seated position. And we finish our practice back in this seated position. Thank you very much for joining today's practice. I hope you enjoyed. See you again next time.